The Huntington Theater was built back in 1925, and then in the 50s, BU purchased it as their main theater. It was operated by Boston University up until 2015, when they decided to build their new space out on Comm Ave, and they were going to put this building on the market for sale. I remember the day that we found out the building was being sold. We all got this all-staff email saying, we have an important thing to talk about, but none of us knew what it was. And Michael Maso had to tell us that the building was going to be put up for sale. The Huntington Company started here in 1982, and we knew that we needed to try to keep the building.
The city and the mayor at the time worked with the developer who bought all of this space, and it became real clear to everyone that it was win-win for us to get the theater, and then we were inspired to put in the money to bring it to what you see today.
This is my favorite spot to take people, because not everyone actually gets to be on the stage, and so it's really fun for me to see everyone's reactions when we walk through the door for the first time and they actually get to see what it looks like for the actors. But the biggest improvement we made is actually, if you look up, we replaced all of the line sets with a fully automated line set system. And so it's really increased our efficiency with loading shows in, taking them out. It's made the system safer for people to use.
Our brief was to make it feel more hospitable, more transparent, so that more people feel like this theater belongs to them. A big part of the restoration of this project included the restoration of these historic light fixtures with a star theme. These were all taken off-site, carefully taken apart and put back together by AccuBright Lighting Restoration in New Hampshire.
Every design decision we made was to both honor the Huntington, but yet modernize it and propel it to the next 100 years. Now we're down in the basement of the building that we call the West Wing, which is next to the theater. It was very dark, it was very crowded and cramped and kind of dirty feeling. We've really lightened it up. My favorite feature is in the dressing rooms here. Everything is LED, but it's also touch controlled mirrors. It's just a generally clean, welcoming space for our actors.
Coming to the theater in 1925, you come in, you get your ticket, you go to a performance, and then you go home. This amazing group of people that we were able to work with at the Huntington wants to think about it differently, that it's a community of people coming to witness and experience something together and then be able to talk about it afterwards. This is a space that we call the arcade that was actually not here. Literally this floor was the roof. And so now we've captured that and what was essentially a fire escape space into this amazing gallery. We were able to highlight what was the exterior of the theater and then build in these new stairs and circulation pathways from materials, again, that recall catwalks and fire escapes and stages and sort of in that theater vernacular. One of my other favorite parts of this building is the Michael Maso Studio. Originally it was sort of a ballroom, and it also had big, huge, tall windows on both sides. So as changes happened incrementally, one of those was to fill in those windows to make that into a full-fledged rehearsal space. We painstakingly restored the windows. That really turns that room from one that was only focused inward to one that can be focused outward now.
It just speaks to Boston and how they value the theater, and I'm so proud of our community for helping us.
It's part of our duty to steward the buildings that we do have, not freezing them in time and finding ways to bring them forward while still being able to read what was important and significant about the historic building is what we love to do.
Boston used to have so many theaters, and so few of them survived. I think it's really important for us, especially in this industry, to remember our past, learn from our past, and honor it, but to know that we could leave our mark for people 100 years from now is almost even more important.